Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And yeah, so a bit of bad news for Pixels out there. I say bad news, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay to an extent. Okay. So the Pixel 4a has been pushed back quite a bit, right? We were expecting, like a March announcement, but then because of the pandemic, we were thinking that, maybe in May they would do like some sort of, virtual announcement, do it on YouTube on a live stream keynote or something like that. But that didn't happen. Google I/O was canceled. So then we started hearing rumors about when were they going to announce this thing, because we had various companies come out with their devices, like, OnePlus came out with the OnePlus 8 and the OnePlus 8 Pro. Apple dropped the iPhone SE. And you have companies like TCL coming in and getting some momentum, and Redmi getting some momentum. And so, a lot of us were like, okay, where is the Pixel 4a? Because we are excited for the successor to last year's Pixel 3a. We were very excited for it. I mean, the Pixel 3a last year sold pretty good. I always lead into that because that is the absolute fact. So we heard a June announcement that didn't happen, and now we're hearing a July announcement, but a July announcement set for July 13th to announce the Pixel 4a. But the availability of the Pixel 4a is said to not be until October 22nd of 2020. And so that is kind of a bummer. So we're like, okay, if that is going to happen, then it's going to release side by side with the Pixel 5. But then we get news that the Pixel 5 has been delayed. So a lot of us are just like, what is going to happen? And the reason why that most of us who follow Pixel news very closely are majorly concerned is because of the momentum that it's going to lose. A lot of people are already analyzing this, and they're starting to spin their Debbie Downer statements or whatever, whatnot. I personally am a little bummed that it's not going to be coming anytime soon. However, I feel like that those people who are big fans of Google Pixels, such as I myself, would be okay with this setback. There's several things that people got to take into consideration when it comes to why they're pushing it back and why everything's getting scrambled around or whatever. One of the biggest ones that everyone's going to immediately go to is that Google doesn't know what they're doing. I mean, I'm pretty sure someone's going to comment on this video and say that Google doesn't know what they're doing. Google doesn't know hardware. I think the whole thing with hardware can get thrown out of this. Not to say that Google is an expert at hardware, because I feel like that there's a lot they need to learn about hardware, since that's not really been their forte. But hardware is not really going to have to do with release dates on things. Google right now is playing a game of chess, and they're really in a bad spot. If you think about it, they're really in a bad spot, because they got to configure a way to release this device where the spotlight will be on the device, whereas to not release a device and then another device come and kind of kill its momentum within the first couple of weeks of said device being released. You know what I mean? Marketing is something that they're trying to figure out. How they're going to market this, how they're going to get this out and keep momentum on it so people are buying. Because if you think about it, while the Pixel 4 and the Pixel 4 XL, while they look good, aesthetically they look good, they weren't marketed very well, and there were just some really poor decisions on Google's end on releasing the device and everything like that, which kind of caused a bit of backlash at the beginning. I mean, right now you're seeing a bunch of videos that's talking about how great the Pixel 4 and 4 XL are, but that's just because people actually took the time to use the device, and then they understand how this device is and everything. Some stick to their guns, obviously, and like it's overpriced. Other people are trying to change and sing a different tune, which kind of goes to show, right? Like, you can't base everything on the immediate of a device, right? You gotta go through it through time. And Pixel devices always get better over time with updates, so that's a no-brainer. But yeah, Google's trying to figure out how to get this thing out, and who knows? I mean, people could speculate. I have my speculations. I feel like that Google's trying to shift, like they're using this opportunity to kind of shift how they're going to release out their devices. And, you know, since October is very close to Apple's release event of their flagship, which is, you know, the iPhone 12. The iPhone 12 looking to come in September is when Apple usually announces their brand new iPhone and like the variations of their iPhone and whatnot. I feel like that Google maybe is trying to move away from a similar date of that. So maybe the Pixel 5 will probably drop a little later. And that's the reason why the Pixel 4a will probably have the fall release. And maybe Google will have more of like maybe a winter release for the Pixel 5, so that way the Pixel 6 the following year can be released in Q1 of that said year. So there's some things that the people got to take into consideration, and if they had to shift it where they released, you know, their flagship Pixel device in the earlier part, Q1 and Q2 of the year, and then their mid-range in Q3 or Q4, that would actually make more sense for Google to do that. As one of the things that people were kind of upset with when it came to Pixel devices was like they would come out in the Q3 or Q4 of the year, and at the same time they wouldn't get the latest processor, even though Google is stating that they're going to be building their own processing chip, which a lot of people don't have faith in. However, I would say this though, if they were to go back to Qualcomm, it'd probably be best for them to have you know, a earlier release. And also too, to kind of get away from releasing around the same time as the iPhone does, maybe that would give, you know, Google a bit of a better momentum as far as releasing their flagship device and not having it release against the one device that most people will compare a Pixel device to, which is an iPhone. Give some time for people to actually get excited, get interested, and purchase a Pixel device and use it for several months. Instead of releasing them around the same time that Apple releases their iPhone, and then you're always going to be in a constant battle and comparison right off the gates because the devices are released around the same time. So this could play well for Google to kind of manipulate how they're releasing their flagship and then their mid-ranger. But it is also kind of sad, and while people say it will kill the momentum of the Pixel 4a, it will kill the interest in it. But I feel like that once that date comes close of releasing a Pixel 4a, that's when a lot of people are going to buzz and talk about it. People are going to buy it and use it, and if it's as solid as the Pixel 3a was last year, it's going to excel. That's the way that I feel about it. Other than that though, the only sad thing about this whole entire thing is the fact that it's not coming anytime soon. So anyways guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Smash that like button if you guys enjoyed what I had to say. Leave your comments in the comment section of what you guys think. And if you just found my channel and subscribed, thanks for doing so. Hit the bell icon, it's somewhere over there, and you will not miss an upload. And that is it for today's episode. As always, thanks again for joining. Aloha.
Just feel